I'm from Miami, Florida, and I became fluent in Brazilian Portuguese specifically. So I did study Portuguese from Portugal for a while, but like it didn't really have a big impact on me because everyone that I was studying Portuguese in school was also like kind of Brazilian or have had lots of Brazilian friends. Lots of the kids I went to school with were from Miami as well. I didn't go to college in Miami. I actually went in the capital of Florida, which was in Tallahassee. So I got to study I got to study at the why? I got to study at Florida State University. I was just like kind of thinking in Portuguese in my head, so I get confused, you guys. But I studied at Florida State University at FSU on a full ride scholarship, by the way. And I got to study my favorite languages ultimately for free I worked my ass off for. But yeah, so during that time, I got to study Spanish, French, and Portuguese. And I did speak Spanish prior to speaking Portuguese, you guys. So if you've ever been curious to how hard it is to learn Portuguese, if you are already a Spanish speaker, definitely it is super possible, and I think you could really learn intensively really quickly. Of course, to get the confidence to speak in Portuguese publicly, online, with people my age, people older than me, people in corporate culture, like that took a long time. To speak on the camera, like that took a very long time, and to even learn how to write well and how to read literature and textbooks and articles, like of course that took a long time to be really good at it. And until this day, like I'm far from perfect, but like I've been studying Portuguese for 10 years. But I do remember that in the beginning I already, thankfully, like I had special classes that were made for advanced Spanish speakers. So when I went to take Portuguese classes in college, it wasn't like from scratch. It was like for people that already spoke Spanish, which was like a thing that must be common probably in Florida colleges, just because there is such a big population of Hispanic people who speak Spanish, like Spanish speaking people. My classrooms had people from all over, so it wasn't just like Latinos. But so those classes were very, very helpful because like most likely if you speak Spanish you can understand Portuguese if it's spoken like pretty slowly, like. And I don't even want to like brush off like how hard it can be, because like I promise you, when growing up here in Miami, whenever Portuguese was spoken around me, like I didn't understand anything. So it wasn't until I was enrolled sitting down in a classroom where I like for the first time was like actually understanding what the Portuguese language sounded like, even from Brazilians. It wasn't just like that. But I personally think that if you like put your mind to it, I think in 3 months, like